Old friend Charlie Gibson and his daughter Kate, they have a great podcast for book lovers called The Bookcase. And today they are cracking the case on what makes a good mystery. We're going to talk to them right after this.
It is no mystery. Readers love mysteries. 24 million print mysteries sold in the U.S. so far this year. But what do mystery experts consider the best of the best?
We went to one of New York City's little gems, the mysterious Bookshop in Manhattan. Our star witness, Otto Penzler, proprietor of the Bookshop for 43 years, mystery publisher for 45.
Mr. Penzler, I presume.
Nice to invite us in.
Charlie, very nice to see you.
His sign says it all. Come in and sleuth around. We spoke to Otto for our podcast, The Bookcase. His enthusiasm for mysteries is infectious. The shelves of his store feature over 20,000 literary crime scenes.
I define mysteries as any work of fiction in which a crime or the threat of a crime is central to the plot or the theme, which makes it a very wide category.
Now, I would imagine it would be terrifying to be your friend, because you could probably get away with anything at this point, could you not?
I could, don't cross me.
You have a whole wall devoted to Sherlock Holmes.
When I first started reading mystery fiction, I got the big 2-volume complete Sherlock Holmes, and I started, and I was so hooked.
Joining our discussion, best-selling author Nelson DeMille, who's written nearly 24 mysteries with 50 million books sold. His latest, just out, The Maze, and the mysterious Bookshop spying manager, Tom Wickersham.
I think the books that I like the most have wonderful pacing, plotting, and a great voice to them. You want a certain ingenuity in the solution that really is original and striking.
One of the things we learned in our show is that there's no one way to write a book.
That's true.
Is there a general way to write a mystery, or does everybody do it differently?
Everybody does it differently.
I start with the characters. I'm heavy on the characters. The ambiance, where the book is set. You pick some good, atmospheric places. That's always good. The plot comes last for me.
So these were our experts. But what do they consider the absolute best? The mysteries you have to read.
The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. It was written in 1860. It's a great romance novel, and it's a great mystery novel, great suspense novel, all rolled into one.
Anything Sherlock Holmes. But of all the stories in Sherlock Holmes, The Red-Headed League is the one that I like the best.
Wonderful.
The Daughter of Time by Josephine Tey. It's also a really fascinating novel about art and history and how it's told and formed.
How about in the last, say 10 years, favorite?
Jonathan Ames' A Man Named Doll, where it's got a lot of humor, a lot of character, but it's also quite quirky and odd until it gets deathly serious with some quite shocking violence.
Maybe not that modern, but P.D. James, The Black Tower. Somebody just gave it to me and said, you got to read that. The word of mouth sells more books than any advertising.
It's a book called When Christmas Comes, and it's set in an idyllic town where people don't lock their doors, and a brutal crime occurs, and the murderer has confessed, and his lawyer calls a friend and says, I want you to get him off.
And we couldn't leave out espionage books. Tom picked a book by Ross Thomas, The Cold War Swap. Nelson picked John Le Carré, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. And Otto picked an oldie, The Tears of Autumn by Charles McCary.
A lot of names to throw at your viewers very quickly there. So the list of all those books that they like, that they think are the greatest, will be on your website, GMA website, and on The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie.
How about your favorites?
My favorite of all time? Well, you have to pick a Sherlock Holmes, or you have to pick an Agatha Christie. Those are the two seminal writers, it seems to me, in mysteries. I would agree The Red-Headed League is the best short story. And in Agatha Christie, I would pick probably The Murder of Roger Ackroyd.
Oh, you're just wrong.
Which is why you have to listen to the podcast.
You're just wrong, and you can just sit in your wrongness and be wrong. I think And Then There Were None, which went through, unfortunately, several offensive title iterations, but I think it's a great mystery.
Another Agatha Christie.
Oh, yeah, an amazing Agatha Christie where you don't like anybody, but it's still a page-turner.
I'm for anything by my friend Harlan Coben.
Yeah, you love Harlan Coben.
Love Harlan Coben.
And I do too,
Yeah.
Harlan Coben.
He is a master of, you get to the last paragraph of a chapter and you just cannot help but turn to the next page.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little test right now. We're going to
Yeah,
put
I
you
heard
guys
we're
into this.
doing
You heard
this.
about this?
Dun,
Don't you
dun,
remember
dun,
your
dun,
old
dun.
days on GMA,
Yes,
Charlie?
no.
doing
A
all
quiz
this?
for Charlie, and he
Yes.
can't remember what he had for breakfast. So you're going to give us.
It's called
I'm told,
Spot the Plot. I'm
Okay.
going to give you a one-line description of a famous mystery novel. You have to guess what it is. You guys ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
Okay. A train ride goes sour when someone gets murdered.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Agatha Christie. Up next, a woman goes missing and writes a very intriguing diary, but not everything is as it seems.
Gone Girl?
You got it, Gillian Flynn.
Oh!
During the Cold War, a veteran intelligence expert is called out of retirement to uncover a Soviet agent within M16.
Well, that's got to be John le Carré, right? Is that?
I don't know. I was between that and Clancy.
Is that Spy?
You're there. Oh, so close.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy? Okay.
Exactly.
So it's 2-3. You beat me when it was all said and done.
Honey, you got a lot of catching up to do.
And he honeyed me. He honeyed me.
But it is the enduring. I said to the panel when we were talking to them, it's amazing. You know, we worry about crime as a social issue. We worry about crime statistics. It's a big political issue, and yet we love
Can't put them down.
crime in a novel.
Absolutely.
Well, I asked Otto if a bookstore on any other genre could exist just with that genre. He said maybe science fiction, but mysteries.
Probably not. And 20,000 books on his case. Wow.
Those are just the ones downstairs. He has another 1,000 or few upstairs.
Yeah, he really knows a lot of ways to kill people.
Well, you know ways to entertain people. The latest episode of The Bookcase is going to feature author Angie Cruz and her new book, How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water. And I guess it's streaming.
It's a wonderful
everywhere.
book. We just
Okay.
put it up today.
Yeah.
Angie Cruz.
And-
And Angie Cruz was your first Good Morning
Your
America
book club pick.
Book
That's
club
exactly
pick
right.
with her other book,
Dominicana.
Dominicana.
I don't know if you guys have QR codes on your podcast, but we have one up on the screen right now to find or download it free whenever you listen to podcasts. New episodes released every Thursday.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.